Hey everybody, it's Shaman Sister Sin, and you're listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, Little Shaman. Today I wanted to talk to you about how we become entangled in narcissistic relationships. This is something that many people struggle with on many levels, so I thought we could talk about it on the show today. It's a very common thing for people entangled with narcissistic loved ones to ask why. Why is this happening? Why are they treating me this way? Why am I not good enough for this person? These are totally understandable questions, but they come from a misunderstanding of the situation, and in many ways, they miss the point of what we can learn from the situation. There are answers to the question of why. Some are complex and some are convoluted, but the simplest answer is because that's the way that it is. This is just how they are. Many times people have trouble accepting that answer. It's painful, and worse, it implies that there's nothing they can do about it. But these why questions generally apply to the behavior or feelings of another person, and in that context, there is nothing you can do about it. You can't control another person. You can't make them do, think, or feel anything. All you can do is control how you behave, how you think, and how you react to situations and your own feelings. A big part of understanding the why when it comes to other people is accepting exactly that there's nothing you can do to change how someone else acts, thinks, or feels. Because of this, though it feels more natural to ask why, it's more productive to ask how. How did I become ensnared in this situation? How is it that I have stayed in this situation this long? How can I break this hold that the situation has on me? How can I break my addiction to the drama cycle? This puts the focus on something that you can actually do something about. It's good to understand why the narcissist or toxic people behave the way that they do, and it's necessary even, but it's more important to understand how you got into the situation. That way, you can address what you need to address, heal what you need to heal, and change what you need to change so that it doesn't happen anymore. It would be great if the pathologically narcissistic person would change, but that doesn't seem like it's going to happen, so now it's time to ask the harder questions. For some people, you might have been born into the relationship. Maybe the narcissist is your parent or a sibling or another relative. For others, maybe you're in a romantic relationship or a friendship. No matter what the relationship is, it's essential to understand the motives behind your own decision making so that you can understand how the situation came to be. It's definitely true that narcissistic people are generally toxic. They're often abusive, callous, and cruel. They can be selfish, self-absorbed, and manipulative. There comes a point, though, where the victim realizes that. The question is, how did they come to a situation where that behavior is acceptable from somebody in their lives, and how do they change it? These are difficult questions with even more difficult answers. Intellectually, it's not complicated at all. The solution is simple, right? Just figure out what it is that's the problem and don't do that anymore. But of course, emotionally, it's much more complicated than that. Generally, there are unresolved issues, and then there are the patterns and the habits and all the things that have formed because of those issues, often going back decades, that need to be identified and overcome. This can sound really daunting, but the truth is that identifying that you hold the key to the issue is more than half the battle. Once a person can stop focusing on the other person and start looking at themselves, this is where healing and change truly start and where the real work can begin. This is why narcissists have so much trouble changing or progressing in their lives. They are virtually unable to do those things. If there is a blessing or a good aspect of dealing with toxic people, it's that they show you the parts of yourself that you need to heal. These are things you may never have realized before you met them or before you went through everything that you have now gone through. Some of you listening may still not have entirely connected the dots between the situation you're in now and things that happened when you were a child, or subconscious beliefs you hold about yourself, or whatever the unresolved issues might be. The realization will come if you allow it. You know the answers. And when they come, it might be painful, but it's necessary in order for things to get better. You will experience less pain in the long run if you can accept reality now and give up the fantasies that you're holding on to about these relationships. It's always easier to see the other person's problem, and narcissists have so many blatant issues that in some ways it's almost impossible not to focus on them. But you deserve that same focus, and you deserve the same care and attention that you are giving to the narcissist's problems. It might be that inside you're scared to confront your own issues. If that's true, you are not alone. This is something that many people simply don't have the courage to do. Maybe you're subconsciously avoiding your unresolved issues by focusing on another person instead. Maybe you're trying to validate yourself and prove your worth by fixing someone else. The truth is, we are none of us perfect. And until people are willing to look at what their own issues might be, they cannot create any real and lasting change. I hope this clears a few things up for you. As always, I look forward to your comments, questions, and suggestions, so please keep those coming. I take appointments online and over the phone, so if you're interested in speaking with me one-on-one, you can visit littleshaman.org and click the Book an Appointment tab to go ahead and do that. Or you can use the link that's available in the information section down below. You've been listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, Little Shaman. May the Great Spirit bless you and have a wonderful day.